I want to bring in Democratic Congressman David Cicilline now. He represents District 1 of Rhode Island. Congressman, thanks so much for being here. And you were one of the first lawmakers to speak out about this when it happened. You even tweeted that Ticketmaster's, quote, excessive wait times and fees are completely unacceptable and are a symptom of a larger problem, adding that Live Nation Ticketmaster is an unchecked monopoly. Why do you believe that, and why was it so important for you to call attention to this?
Well, it's important to say right at the outset, this is not about a website problem. This is about a monopoly. You know, we wrote back to the Justice Department, to the Attorney General and the Federal Trade Commission in April of last year, asking them to look at the practices of Live Nation Entertainment, Ticketmaster, this merger between Live Nation and Ticketmaster, where they control 80% of the ticket sales in major venues in this country. That's a monopoly. And what that has resulted in is horrible consumer experiences, higher prices for tickets, less compensation for artists. So all the things monopolies do, you know, competition is what drives innovation. It's what keeps prices low. It's what ensures that workers are fairly compensated. And Ticketmaster, Live Nation Entertainment, this merger, which when it was approved, there was a consent decree entered that they have repeatedly violated. The Justice Department modified the consent decree. They continue to violate it. And really and truly, they should never have been allowed to consolidate and control 80% of the market.
Now, Congressman, you've also called for a Department of Justice investigation into the Taylor Swift ticket debacle. Where does that stand right now?
Yes, when we made that request, we learned that there was an investigation already underway by the Department of Justice about the anti-competitive practices of Ticketmaster. Taylor Swift's concert was just the most recent example. Sometime before that, Adele had the same experience. So what we're seeing is more and more evidence that the absence of competition is producing a terrible experience for consumers, much higher ticket prices, and these horrible efforts to get a ticket that some fans have described as the Hunger Games. So we made that request. We learned the Department of Justice was already conducting an investigation. I think the Senate hearing today will be very helpful in shining a light on the really anti-competitive practices of this large monopoly that really has no significant competition. And that's what happens when you have monopolies. They don't have to respond to consumers. They don't have to respond to workers. They don't have to respond to artists because they control so much of the market. They can do whatever they want, sort of too big to care, as the chair of the FTC often says about large monopolies. And that's what Ticketmaster has become, too big to care.
So the Senate Judiciary Committee's hearing today will examine Ticketmaster's apparent hold on the industry, as you're laying out for us here. What exactly is the committee hoping to learn today?
Well, I think the committee is going to learn a lot about the way that ticket sales work in the secondary market and how much influence and power Ticketmaster has in this marketplace, because they not only control promotion and sales, but even own venues. So this is, I think, will be very revealing to the Senate. I think what they're going to see is that the consent decree that was entered into by the Department of Justice is not working, that there is no real competition, and either additional provisions need to be added to the consent decree, or these two companies need to separate, and this vertical merger should never have been allowed to go forward in the first place, is my view. But we'll see. You know, we'll see if they're amenable to some changes in that consent decree that will restore real competition.
And Congressman, according to Politico, Live Nation plans to tell the committee today that Ticketmaster was hit by a cyber attack. Could that change how this is being looked at all?
No. Look, this again is not about a website failure. This is about a one company controlling 80% of the market of the sale in large venues of 80% of the market, period. That's a monopoly. It's not about a single day or a cyber attack. It's about whether or not the absence of competition is producing what we know monopolies produce: higher prices, less choices, terrible customer experience, worse condition for workers. All of those are present here, and we have to do everything we can to restore competition in all the markets in this country, and in this instance, in the ticket sale market as well.
Congressman David Cicilline, thanks for your time today.
My pleasure.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.